Yasa with me, Tamara Patience, and as usual, I ask a question, we get your opinion, your views, as well as facts on what is happening. It matters politics, it matters governance. That is in Kenya, East Africa, Africa, and the world at large. And I am joined by Mr. Nyamwea. Once again, I'm going to put you on the table. In a few. So first of all, what is currently happening in Kenya, of course, is the cabinet reshuffle. That is the President William Ruto finally made his first cabinet reshuffle after his 1 year in power, which has elicited different reactions as well as different views from Kenyans, as well as from those who have been reshuffled as well. Now, of course, the leading thing that we have seen, number one, is the movement of Moses Kuria from the Ministry of Trade, as well as Alfred Mutua, who has been moved to Tourism and Wildlife. And top of the list, we have seen that is Musalia Mudavadi, who is now doubling up as number one, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, which is an office that he was given, which number one, it's not in the Kenyan Constitution, and as well as now the Foreign Affairs docket. So, of course, a lot has happened in the ministries that have been shuffled by the president. Number one, we have seen acts being removed from the cabinet secretary of sports, youth sports. That is Ababu Nambo. Of course, tumejua amekuwa na controversies mingi sana in regards to the arts sector specifically. Now, do you think that is a great move, kwanza kutoa the docket of arts from Ababu Namamba, and will it do we see him now perform better or better to concentrate more on the sports sector in Kenya?
I think what I can comment about the president is in Savo, it means a lot, especially to the central province. And it means a lot to Western province. Davat as a head of a cabinet, out of the cabinet secretary, he was given another docket, means for foreign affairs. And Dr. Alfred Mutua was transferred into another ministry. To me, it's like reducing the powers of the deputy president in a way in central province. Because Moses Kuria is from Western
Central province, yeah.
Also, even though there have been problems, wrangling between Moses Kuria and the deputy president in disagreement of the national dialogue, about the national dialogue formats, but also to me, it means that the president is trying to amend his relationship in Western province. Because you see, he gave Montabat a minister for foreign affairs. At the same time, as chief cabinet secretary. Those are the two dockets. Even though the chief cabinet secretary is not in our constitution, but is earning taxpayers' money. He has an office that is paid by taxpayers' money. Then the president seems to have been given all the powers to Mudabat. Yeah.
And what do you think? Okay, you've mentioned that it may be a threat to the deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua. Now, do you like your personal opinion? Is it a wise move? Is Ruto trying, for example, to like marinate or to make Mudavadi relevant for the coming general elections? Because we've seen what Rigathi is also trying to do. He's trying to put his best foot forward in Central, despite Raila kusema yeye ni deputy president wa Central pekee, si Kenya mzima or Mount Kenya. He's trying to put his best foot forward. Is Ruto elevating Mudavadi, number one, a way of trying to get rid of Gachagua and saying, Gachagua, your journey ends here?
Obviously, if you have not forgotten, I told you about this, about the division of water into 3 groups.
No.
And it is automatically going to come. It is on the way. Obviously, the way Gachagua talks is as if he knows automatically there is no another powerful person than him. But remember, marais wote tumekuwa na wao, mahali amepata kura zaidi, arudi yangi hapo tena. And Ruto is very keen. He knows that the forts he gained from Central Province is not going to gain the same forts. Simeditimia. Because of what the promises, the way he promised the people of Central Province and the Kenya as a whole. Now that people have realized that it was empty promises, they were empty promises. So Ruto must amend another relationship to Western Province. Zile kura hakupata Western Province, hatapata Central, atapata Western Province. You know, whether you like it or not, Ruto is planning, is strategizing for 2027.
No.
That's what Ruto is planning now. And he knows very well, if he trades so much in Central Province, he might lose. But the question is, have you seen division in Uta? Automatically it is on the way. So because another question we are asking ourselves is, why could the Ministry for Foreign Affairs not be given to another person?
Oh yes, but Musalia
Mudavadi.
Yeah.
Ni nini president aliona ndani ya Musalia Mudavadi? Ni nini hii?
Wewe unaona aliona nini?
Mimi ninaona kwamba kuna mahali Dr. Alfred Mutua hakukuwa anatumika vizuri ngao. Now he wants to use Musalia Mudavadi. Kufikia blani zake ngao. And you see actually, like now, tunapeleka army officers ahead.
No.
It seems our president doesn't know the story, life history. Yeah, it is quite dangerous to take our soldiers there.
Ebu give us a brief kwa ule mtu mwenye sasa hajui about Haiti, how it's like.
It has been in war for a long time.
No.
Those people are very much experienced. Mimi naona kama serikali yetu inafikiria inaleta maaskari kuzuia maandamano. Kama tumeshindwa kudhibiti alisababu Lamu watu wanauawa kila wakati. Nini tumejua tunapeleka majeshi yetu Haiti. What experience, what have we learned from Somalia? You know, tunapeleka majeshi yetu. What have we learned so far? What experience do we have since tupeleke majeshi yetu Somalia? What have we achieved? Those are the questions Kenyans are asking themselves. And to me, what I'm also seeing is that America now has worked its way into an African country called Kenya. America is operating. America inaoperate through remote kwa Kenya. Unanielewa? America, ukiona Joe Biden alipongeza Rais Ruto kwa kukubali kupeleka majeshi Haiti. What about Tanzania? What about Uganda? What about other African, Eastern Central African countries? What about Nigeria? And why not Nigeria? And why not other countries? And why Kenya? You know, this is taxpayers' money tunaendelea kupoteza. Tumeongeza ministry. You know, there's something Kenyans have not realized here between the serve of these ministries.
No.
When Alfred Mutua was transferred from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and given to Mudavadi. Alfred Mutua alienda na ministry gani yenye amepewa? And the other one down there mpaka ministry ingine sasa tuko na 22. Reasons being ile ya foreign affairs ilipewa Mudavadi. Haikutoka kwa Alfred Mutua ikuje kwa mtu mwingine tena. I don't know what you are getting.
Yeah, I'm understanding you.
So we are creating ministries instead of reducing ministries.
Yeah.
Kurahisisha maisha ya common mwananchi. So the president is not thinking about people down here anymore. No.
Yeah. And of course, you've mentioned the probability of Musalia Mudavadi kupatiwa this particular ministry is because probably he's more fit when it comes to international relations huko nje. So and of course unajua kumekuwa na debate for some time. I remember we had a discussion some time back where you said if there is one thing that the government should actually do is reduce the number of ministries. Or merge some ministries in order to get enough money kusaidia
the common. Minimum we are supposed to have 14. Minimum. And the maximum 21.
No.
But we are not supposed to have 21 ministries. For what? We are supposed to have 14. These are the ministries like what he created.
No.
Has never been there. That is just rewarding his supporters. You see?
No.
So we combine those ministries, about 3 of them, into one ministry.
But will that ensure that they meet their mandate? Unajua kama wanasema they've done the reshuffling as well as the ministry that is increased by one in order to optimize performance and service delivery. Do you feel, especially now when you focus on service delivery, because we know the ministries in Kenya, when it comes to service delivery, kuna venye it's slow, you know, or we have a problem, we have corruption, which is a big deal in there. Do you feel like if these ministries are merged or lessened, that service delivery in Kenya will be more efficient, or what is like the end game for merging the ministries?
You know what we wanted the president to do is to give power or freedom, EACC, to work on their own enemy, to be independent. Ili corruption iishe, sio reserve. We don't need reserve.
No.
For what? Do not benefit any Kenyan here. And it was reserved for 4 ministries, almost 4 or 6. But the zile ambazo hazifanyi kwanza zilipaki hapo. Mimi kwangu, na hiyo ni maoni yangu.
No.
Mudavadi anaweza kuwajibika katika foreign affairs. Kuliko Alfred Mutua. Kama unakumbuka kuna mahali ingine walikuwa wamekaa Ruto anaongea Alfred Mutua anamtazama tu anaendelea kuongea. Somebody commented that is as if Alfred is not alive. He doesn't want to comment about what the president is speaking about. Because yenye anaongea
hayuko. Yeah.
So there are 2 reasons, major reasons why Mudavadi was given Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ataachibika kuliko Alfred Mutua. Ama president anataka kueneza sasa relationship yake western. Focusing or aiming 2027.
So hayo ni maneno mawili according to you. Now still on the cabinet secretaries in Kenya, as well as what is happening in Kenya now generally. So we've seen now, of course, right now, the talks that are happening in Kenya. Of course, we have the cabinet reshuffle that is currently trending. We also have the issue of 1,000 police officers being taken to Haiti, unajua, and through taxpayers' money. And like, are this particular group of people that is the current government trying to evade, or now this is your personal opinion, eh? Are they like trying to evade accountability for, number one, the high cost of living that is in Kenya, as well as the troubles or the things that are happening in Kenya, by trying to bring out now these big political happenings? Is it like a distraction from what is happening in Kenya? Because we've seen, I do not think the president has talked anything about the fuel prices in Kenya, number one. Neither has he touched on Kenya's complaints as well as cries on why are you sending our people to Haiti when, number one, in Kenya we have a problem. Number one, even police brutality tuanzia hapo. Number two, polisi wetu wamesema wamezoea tu tear gas. Unajua? Na penye wanaenda Haiti for example ni mahali ambapo watu wanaenda kupambana nao,
wale wamefanya hiyo, wamefanya hiyo kazi miaka na miaka. Yeah. Anyway, before I forget what I wanted to comment.
Okay.
I think you can remember I told you about the president, what forced them to go out. President David and
Museveni. Yeah.
They knew what was going to happen the following day. Announcement ya mafuta itapanda. Na mnakumbuka nilisema watakakaa wafanye sarakasi zao, wakirudi hapa they will never comment about increase of fuel. Unaona, walienda wakarudi wote. Did you hear anybody talking about fuel imepanda ama nini? No.
Yeah.
The president is busy working for America. Joe Biden alipongeza, allow president anacheka. Using taxpayers' money. We don't have anything to pay. We don't benefit anything from America. Huh? We are there just to be used. That's what the president doesn't know. Number two, if you ask yourself a simple question, why our armies and not Tanzania, not Uganda,
even
not Nigeria, not wherever? For a long time, it's as if for a long time, America has been looking for somebody like you. But is now wamempata. Wanamtumia kuleta ile kitu ya Africans. Let me tell fellow Africans that there is nothing like Africans. Ni mwanya America imepata ya kuingia ifanye shughuli zake. Ila tu, even that criticism, ile Ruto alileta juu ya dola ya America. Ile ni uongo mtupu. Ile alikuwa anataka kuleta, lakini in another way around, Biden knows very well. Nini iko piendi kwa Ruto. They want to use him. Kufikia Waafrika mahali hao kwa wafikia.
But don't you think that whatever the president is doing, especially with the international bodies as well as other countries, is trying to strengthen the international relations between Kenya na nje?
What are we benefiting from them? We don't benefit anything, my sister. Let me tell you. Instead, we are going at a very great risk of loss. Shilingi yetu inarudi chini, American dollar ikienda. Are you seeing that? Fueli hapa iko juu, Uganda iko chini. Unanielewa? Tax imetoka 8% to 16%. Umesikia Joe Biden akiongea hivyo, akiambia Rais Ruto eti umepandishia watu wako mahindi. Instead anampongeza kwa yale mambo anamtumia. Let me tell you, Kenyans now are operating through the remote of America. Whether you like it or not, Kenyans, you are now operating through the remote of America, through the remote of through Joe Biden in America. Because I'm telling you, even 3 years coming, there will be no change. Even 5 years, there will be no change. The same language you are seeing, the same speech, French speech. You know, Ruto is an orator. He's very smart. He answers even your question before you ask. And that's what he's doing now to other African leaders. But I think they are aware now. They have realized the reasons, the real reasons behind yeye na Joe Biden. Yeah. Ruto doesn't have in mind Mkenya wa kawaida hapa sasa. I'm telling you. You know, I wonder when the Kenyans are saying, let us give him 2 years. We gave him 6 months. We gave him 100 days. We gave him 6 months. 1 year, we are heading to 2 years. Nothing will happen. Another 3 years will come. Nothing will happen. Me, I'm praying for the servers to be opened always, ever after election. Forensic audit and the servers. Ile kipengele ya kina wako. Jamani wa Kenya mkiombea ipite. Then kuiba election ya kutakuwa na maana. Tutachagua mtu. And that's what happened to Bongo. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, it's all about your opinion on things, on matters governance. So from what I've got in your statement, from your statement as we wind up, is that okay, we've seen what the president is currently doing. For example, in Kenya, of course, we can't dispute the amount of work that he's done so far. You know, despite it not being pleasing to some people, as well as not being enough to some people, because Kunolo and Sama, you can do more, or you should have done more. Those who are saying Ruto has not done anything. But then again, from your statement, what I'm trying to pick is that the heavens want to wanataka ni nyimbo inaamua in the situation.
Yeah.
So like, are you trying to say that number one, the president that we elected as a country has misplaced priorities? Because you've said yourself, he's a smart man. And if you said he has misplaced priorities, what if you are now to have a sit down with the president? What are some of the things that you're supposed to be prioritizing? For example, instead of visiting other countries that are not benefiting our country.
What I can first advise the president, if I meet him today, is to go back to his manifesto. The manifesto he led to Kenyans meant a lot for Kenyans. If they really followed what was in that manifesto, Kenyans could have benefited a lot. But because walitusomea hiyo manifesto just for satisfactory. And again, it's as if our president, hata kama tukilaumu economists, tukilaumu advisors, he doesn't give them freedom to exercise their need. Yani wamuelezee free vile wanataka. He's a dictator. So, ningemuadvise lakini dictator hawezi sikia hata advice yangu. Kama asikii professionals wale wapo na yeye. Unaona? Me, what I can advise the president ni kitu kimoja. Achue kwamba he made the only mistake any leader can do in this world is to promise young people something and you fail to do. The knife that he sharpened will turn against him. That's my advice.
To the president.
Yeah. The knife he sharpened himself will turn against him. And they cannot stop that.
Okay. I think that is where we end it. Right here on Ask CS. Of course, it's all about your opinion, facts, as well as, yes, your opinion. It's valid, it's allowed. And question that we are asking to the Kenyans out there, are you satisfied with the cabinet reshuffle? Do you see, or do you see fit Musalia Mudavadi to head the docket of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as well as the other dockets that have been reshuffled? Of course, Nadukunje in the streets, Moses Kuria is also a talk in the town because of him being moved from the Ministry of Trade. But he clearly stated that whatever he's taken, he will still perform. You know,
he will still perform, but in the ministry they transferred him from. He had enough time to interrogate with the people. And actually, let me tell you, Moses Kuria outside there, if you have been following all the meetings he has been having in many counties, people like him.
Most definitely.
Yeah, people like him.
But you need to know why he was actually removed from.
They wanted to silence him, to reduce his powers. Yeah.
And that is his opinion.
Ukiona Moses sio mjinga, naye pia alikuwa anajibariria. Yeah. Hakukuwa anataka kuharibu. And is azimu the president wants people when anafika afanyie watu wa kampuni kwanza. Na Moses Kuria aliacha akaenda opposition. Akafanyia opposition out of 12. Wawili kaunti mbili ndiye amefanyia. Even though he was going to go around kwa kaunti zote, but the truth is Moses yana power that. Yeah, I told you the other time that if you listen very carefully to the speeches of Moses Kuria, what comes out of the mouth of Moses Kuria is very brilliant. He knows what he's doing.
Most definitely.
Yeah. It doesn't talk. It's called evil too. No. Hata sio ulevi, that man is brilliant. Yeah.
And of course, two of us were asking you if the president's decision again to move Moses Kuria is fit, because we've seen what he's done as he was even continuing with his work that is launching the industrial parks in different countries in Kenya, of course, as the many controversial statements that he has stated in Kenya. So, of course, for Ask Siasa, feel free to also ask us questions that you want answers to. Whatever it is that you want to know about politics, we'll tell you. Even if you have the question for a question for the president, yes, we will deliver the answer. So hit us up on the comment section. Thank you so much, Mr. Nyamoya, for gracing us. And guys, we are going to see you in the next edition of Ask Siasa. And probably you're the person whom we're going to ask the next question to. Yes. So feel free to interact with us. And every single day we are saying peace, love, and unity. And may security as well prevail in your area code and in each and every single region. Goodbye.
Thank you.